we're going to move on. Thank you guys for sharing. And that leads us right into our sharing component of Reader's Workshop, okay? So sharing, basically what happens here is students are going to reconvene on your carpet space or wherever you have them. They can volunteer to share, or students can strategically, or teachers can strategically choose students to share. It's your choice. If you noticed that a student had some really good thoughts and you wanted that student to be the model for the children, you might pick that student that day. Maybe you pick the struggling student so that you can help assist in front of the kids, and the kids can also give support to that student while sharing, okay? So what do they share? What do they share? They share what they read. They can share the concepts that were taught in the lesson. Again, back to the informational book on apples. If it was main topic and key details, the students are going to share, my book was about apples. Some things I learned about apples are, and they'll tell you the ideas that they learned from the text. They can also share their opinions about the book. Okay, so what they thought about the book. Did they think it was a good book? Did they like it? Did they not? What they thought maybe the author's viewpoint was, any opinions that they have there, and then of course any successes that they had with the text. Maybe the last time you taught inferences, the students weren't very successful, or one particular student, and here you are again teaching about inferences, and now they're able to do it, and they're excited about that, and they want to tell you about that. So successes are important when talking about text. And then give students the chance to respond to their peers. They want to be able to engage in dialogue about the text. I know a lot of the times my students, when one is sharing and it's a very interesting text or something exciting about the text that the student shared, others want to read that text, and so they're asking questions to the student about that text. So I just love it because even sometimes there's a little bit of arguments because the next day so-and-so wants the same text and they have to wait their turn, but it's pretty cool to see that they're responding and engaging in dialogue together, especially at 5 and 6 years old. So it can be done at the higher levels, which is great. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you a video of what sharing looks like in the classroom as well. So let me get that started for you. And here it is. The little ones are doing it this time. All right, so let's go ahead and have you all share what you learned about the sharing component of IDR, okay? The sharing component. What are your thoughts? What was your takeaway from the video that we just watched? All right, thank you for sharing, and let's move on. So after reflecting on the Readers Writers Workshop and getting some feedback, there was some suggestion about, well, okay, Milano, this looks great in a K-5 setting, but what about middle school and high school? What about content specific? Can Reader's Workshop be in a science classroom, in a math classroom, in a history classroom? So I did some research and found that, yeah, it can, okay? One way to begin is with the problem of the day as your focus mini lesson, okay? Math teachers can present a word problem and they can break down reading strategies to better understand what the problem is asking, okay? Readers Workshop can do that for them. Science teachers can use this time to build researching skills of their students by analyzing the text, analyzing media, technology, or articles in which they are retrieving information, okay? During IDR, teachers will allow for independent reading time relevant to the content that you're teaching. So students will have the option of choosing the book, but if that's a science class, it will be selected according to science. So a science teacher will have various books on science topics. So even though, and forgive me, I'm not a science teacher, but even though you may be teaching about photosynthesis, you don't necessarily have to have a whole library of books on photosynthesis. You can have it on other skills or topics that you are going to be teaching throughout the year. It's just getting them into that frame of mind, thinking like a scientist, reading like a scientist, getting information from the text. It will help them in any topic in that science curriculum that you teach throughout the school year. And then you'll have them apply that topic in the mini lesson, the focus lesson that you teach, which is pretty cool. Once the focus lesson and IDR are complete, allow the students to collaborate and share and reflect on the text that they read. And this is really important in those classrooms. A history classroom, for example, if you are learning about, if one child learned about World War II and the other one learned about the Reconstruction era, they're able to collaborate and share ideas and give thoughts. So when that time does come around, when they're learning those topics or needing information, they are actually learning the information for the first time from a friend, or it's a refresher. And so it's pretty cool that they get to do that in the content specific classroom that they are in. The important piece that I forgot to mention here is that Reader's Workshop builds critical thinkers and efficient readers in those content-specific areas. So you can, of course, your classroom, it doesn't have as much time, so you might not be able to incorporate this daily, but that's the glory of Reader's Workshop. So you can do it maybe once a week or twice a week and dedicate smaller blocks of time towards it, just to get their mind critically thinking about the text in your specific area. All right, so here we go. Any final thoughts? Okay, now this ends our first round of professional development, and before we close, I want you to all to talk with your table about what you guys learned today, okay? And here are some things that you can keep in mind while engaging in talk. So make sure that your talk is purposeful. Make sure that you take time to hear everybody's thoughts. Say something meaningful that enhances the conversation. Listen with intent, intent to maybe respond to what your partners are talking about. Keep the lines of thinking alive. So ask important questions, clarifying questions, keep it going, and be flexible in your thinking. This Reader's Workshop is a beast. It's a lot of work. And sometimes we can want to crawl into a cave because of the work that needs to be done. But be flexible in your thinking and think of, what small way you can make a contribution to Reader's Workshop in your classroom. And we'll slowly build on that. Okay? All right, so go ahead, turn and talk. Ready? Go. All right, everyone, thank you so much for a lot of positive responses there. I liked some of the conversation that you had, how you were going to start this process little by little. Are there any questions? Okay, if there are any questions, please feel free to ask them now. And I am going to give you, all of you have your laptops open, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to just complete the survey on today's topic, so I know how to better help when we do another session on IDR. So here it is. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day, and bye-bye.